Okay. One of the things that we did at the beginning of this cohort about 4 weeks ago was to say that textilers whole idea is to expose you to the um, technical capabilities of Microsoft solutions, and outside the cohort program to handhold you um, to build extensively on these skill sets. So most of the of the things discussed during the trainings are not completely enough to ensure that you're 100%, um, a professional. However, it exposes you to what the solutions can do and the capabilities. And then throughout the mentoring program, you would practice and then upskill yourself. And that's where the mentors are available outside the cohort sessions. In this intermediate session, we took us through we took us through how the security operation analyst would operate, and then we focused on looking at the Microsoft 365 Defender family. We looked at the different Defender family solutions, Defender for endpoint, Office, cloud apps, identity, and how they all threat and vulnerability management, how they all send their signals. One thing I want to point out here is that Microsoft has two security dashboards that pick up these threat signals, and we have the security of Microsoft, and then we have the Microsoft Sentinel. Microsoft Sentinel is like Microsoft's own SIM solution, doing both extended defense response and doing security orchestrator, and this can be extended from your cloud to even your on-prem. However, we also have the Defender families that feed their telemetries into the defend and security.microsoft. So as a security operator, you can, work with only the security.microsoft interface, to pick up signals or perform intelligent activities and incident responses through the Defender family security.microsoft portal, depending on how your organization is structured. So if your organization, for instance, doesn't have any other thing in the cloud, or and you guys are doing just Defender for endpoint or doing Office, Defender for Office, you can use the security.microsoft dashboard, which is where this class was focused on. Okay. So a typical 365 Defender, in a modern SOC would have this kind of architecture. And what we're showing here is that if you look at the different, if you look at an organization, so if you see here, you would see the Defender family. So at this point in an organization, you have your Defender for identity that will be securing your identity and asset management. So whether it is LDAP, SailPoint, Oracle, whatever form of solution that you are using to do your identity and asset management. Defender for endpoint can take telemetries from there, and then you can still see to feed into the Azure AD identity protection. And then for your endpoints and mobile devices, you use your Defender for endpoint. For your modern and SaaS applications, so whether it is Google, whatever SaaS application and Office applications, email, they can feed into the Defender for Office. And a part of the Defender for Office still feeds into the information protection. We also have the Defender for Cloud apps that gives us visibility into cloud apps. So your organization, people are using corporate identity because of B2B, right, and B2C to integrate into cloud apps. The Defender for Cloud apps can give us visibility into what we call shadow IT, and then you can see, activities from there. And all of these telemetries will feed into the Defender 365 and will feed into what we call the extended detection and response XDR. And while on the cloud side, you have the Defender for Cloud that can take telemetries from your infrastructure as an apps, your platform as an apps, your OT and IoT, and depending on whatever platform you're consuming from the cloud, whether it is servers and VM containers, Azure. And in one of our sessions, we looked at the Defender for Cloud even allows us to extend these capabilities to our Google Google solution provider and our AWS, security. So in the event where your organization also has platforms, consuming platform as a service and infrastructure as a service from other cloud providers, using the Defender for cloud security, you can extend these platforms here and gain visibility into the security, or gain visibility and improve on the security postures of those services that you're consuming from other third parties, using the Defender for cloud. And all of this will sit off the extended detection and response capability that Microsoft Defender provides. And this also would now feed into your threat intelligence, and then extend it into your Sentinel. So this is typical Microsoft's architecture, reference architecture for security operations, is that everything eventually will feed into the Microsoft Sentinel, because Sentinel has extended things like behavioral analysis, machine learning, ability to do automated and remediation response, that you will still see a bit of it in the Defender in the Defender console. You also have the ability to do where you have both your analysts, and your threat hunters. So all of this will feed into the Microsoft Threat Experts, where you have incident response and recovery. And that's when you're progressing from being an analyst, and then you're moving into being an expert in threat hunting, which will be some of our focus today, just to give an overview of how you move away from just being manager of an incident, notifying incidents, routing incidents, to how you now use advanced threat hunting to improve on your organization's posture. So basically, this is Microsoft's own reference, architecture to guide any organization when they're trying to set up or build up their SOC, leveraging on their Microsoft investment. So if you already have this as an organization, already are using Microsoft solutions, you should know that you can improve on your organization's security posture if you use this reference architecture to, segment or expand or identify where you have gaps. And know that Microsoft has solutions at different segments to help you improve on your security posture. So this takes us to what a typical, security operations model will be. So ideally, remember when we did the beginners class, we focused on what security is, what compliance is, what identity is. We talked about all of those components and how they will feed into a security solution. And then when we started the beginners class, we started by looking at the whole Microsoft Defender family and looked at the endpoint protection. So a typical SOC center or SOC operator would have at this layer, the first level, where you call the automation. You basically would not want threats to be detected, and the only time those threats can be resolved or handled is through a manual process. So at the first layer, your typical solution will provide you with automated responses, okay? And that's where we saw alerts, detections, and then automated responses. So your typical solution will help you, this is either tied to already known attacks, how it handles these attacks, it would form some form of automation there. And then you have your tier one triage, who will be rapid response or escalation. So whereby there's repetitive activity, or there's a high volume of incidents. Your rapid and remediation team, which is your tier one, will now be involved in doing more enhanced, management of these incidents. And then they will progress also into tier two, who would now begin to do advanced analysis and remediation. They take these detections that they've seen and then they analyze it. How did these detections come into the environment? What were the endpoints that they used? What are the security things in that network that were breached, that enabled these attack vectors to be able to gain access into our organization? And then you move further to the tier three, who will be proactive, hunting, advanced forensic, detection tool. They can begin to predict, because we are a financial institution, for every time we probably launch a new financial, application, this is what happens. This is how they're able to come in. So we have to go back, to our developers. Probably is how they are coding. They're able to tie, incidents, forensic detections into, business coordinations and be able to prevent, major incidents. Okay. So this is basically how a SOC operations team works. So from a technical perspective, you can grow yourself in this career where you operate from the level of, I manage alerts, incidents come, and these incidents that come, I manage them. When we see them, or we make the solution, we configure the solution to be able to respond, with automatic detection and response. We make sure that alerts are closed. We make sure that the remediations have occurred, and then you progress to where you say, these detections over time, we fine tune them so that we reduce less false positives. We manage the high volume incidents. We make sure that more of what we are seeing are positive alerts and not false positive. Where we have consistent, when things are detected, people attend to them and they resolve. And then you now progress to where you're now doing advanced analysis. Oh, this detection that came, where and where, beyond this device, how many devices have it on the network. This is where you now begin to investigate on multi-stage incidents until you progress to how you, start doing advanced threat hunting. Any questions, please? So using the Defender, in summary, using the Defender portal, you can handle incidents, alerts, hunting, look at your secure score, look at your endpoints, your email, your reporting, your settings, create permissions. You can do all of this, in this specialized workspace, that helps you meet your security needs. So the SOC operation analyst, this dashboard can enable you to begin to see or gain visibility into your organization and handle incidents. So a typical incident management will be that, an attacker will want to gain access through, that for us, we've seen, key three entities where attackers strive through the users, which will be identity, through devices, or through mailboxes, and the key good thing Microsoft is saying is that these three, entities, which are one of the major entry points by which an attacker will want to gain access to your organization, all have entities in the Defender family. So you have the Defender for identity, you have Defender for endpoint, you have Defender for Office 365. So if you position your organization right with these right solutions, these alerts and data can feed into the threat intelligence, and then the incidents can be correlated, and these are data analyzed. And you can imagine as an organization how much visibility you can gain into your users' activities and proactively help your organization's security posture. So on a rough scale, we looked at incident alerts where you can see those at the dashboards, manage automated investigation. Even when we come to multi-stage, we can gain visibility into the when we are doing investigations on an endpoint, we can gain visibility to see, okay, oh, it's true, an email, this was a phishing malware, it went further, it compromised XYZ devices. These are the automated remediations that have happened. We've blocked sender, we've removed the mail delegation, we've removed mail forwarding. You actually see the automated investigations that have happened, and then you now look at users that you need to further investigate. You need to further investigate to address this. So the automated investigate and remediation portal will enable you to be able to, make these proactive decisions as an organization. So depending on whatever level of tier that you belong to in the operation center, this dashboard allows you to provide that security posture for your organization. Okay, now today we just want to quickly look at how to move into like the tier 3, where you begin to do advanced hunting. We want to see how the Defender enables you to do advanced hunting. Okay, what's advanced hunting? Advanced hunting, it's a query-based threat hunting tool that will allow you to explore at least 30 days of raw data. Now, the 30 days of raw data fits into the Defender the Security the Microsoft dashboard. if you extend your logs to the Sentinel, then you can get beyond 30 days to 30 days of data. I think even on the Defender, there is a setting when you're setting it up for the first time, you can point it to 90 days. But if you want it to be beyond 90 days, which is the maximum for security.microsoft.com, you can extend your logs to feed into Sentinel, and Sentinel will allow you extend it beyond those days. So what are the things that you can do? With advanced hunting, you can now perform root cause analysis. It's okay to say, oh, this threat was detected, it was remediated, but as an organization, you want to begin to proactively say, how did we even get here? What happened? How did this? I thought we have firewalls. I thought we have this. How did we get here? Yes, it was detected. Yes, it did not compromise, but how did you? You want to perform intelligence, reporting. One of the challenges we see most times around certain organizations is that threat advanced hunting can be cost, intensive. It can be cost intensive. Organizations are not willing to invest, in that department, because basically what they're doing is spending time to understand and analyze the different types of attacks that have come. Attacks does not necessarily mean that they were successful. You could have attacks, and then because you have attack mechanisms that you have put in your organization, they enable you not to get compromised. But as an organization, you want to proactively understand, because if an attacker is coming through a particular method, you want to understand that and know that these are the kind of positions that the attackers are seeing you. So if you are an e-commerce site, and you keep getting different types of attacks, and yes, you have very good mitigation defense, that is enabling those attacks not to be successful. You also want to proactively understand, why are you getting this kind of attack? Could it be because of a particular product that you have? Could it be because of a particular ways that your users behave? Could it be? So the advanced hunting tier 3 mechanisms helps you as an organization to be able to gain this visibility. And that now helps you to know how to further improve on your security posture, to say, okay, if already what we have is getting us to this level, what then do we need to do? Maybe if we now we understand, we can even prevent it, that it don't even come in at all. You probably will stop at this level of the network. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. So what are the ways that we can use, to do advanced hunting? For Microsoft, it uses the K-query language. Trust me, I'm also new in this language, and I'm still learning the language. But the good thing about this is that there's a GitHub that has different queries. So for me, I'm currently still, leveraging on the GitHub to get queries and then fine tune them and then use them for my search. But the good thing is that there's a GitHub repository where people keep dropping, queries that they have, used extensively, and that has helped them. But it leverages on the KQ query language. And so if you have a flair for scripting, you have a flair for programming, or already even have skill set, understanding this would help you, or rather, this skill set that you already have will help you become better in doing advanced hunting. So you can use advanced hunting within the Microsoft Defender to hunt for possible threat actors across the organization, and you can search it. So for instance, if there was a PowerShell execution for a particular threat, and that PowerShell, came in through a downloaded file, and the action was that it invoked a web request and invoked a shell code, right? You can say, I want to check in my organization if so there's a particular incident that was triggered, it was detected, and it was remediated. Oh, we're fine, and that device belongs to Joy, right? And when we isolated Joy's device, scanned it, we found that it's good. It's okay to go to bed with that. But how are you sure this same thing is not, this same threat actor is not already spreading? How do you know? You use things like advanced threat hunting to say, okay, this is where it's happening. Or you can say, we are sure that it's not anywhere, but we want the next time this thing happens, we don't even want to wait. We want to begin to see it from the moment this kind of thing is coming into the organization. right? You want to call out this kind of threats, call them as high risk, and flag them on your dashboards. You can use the query, and once you run this query, you can save them, and then it begins to check across your network and begins to trigger reports. So you could say every month, every quarter, you want to see if you had this kind of behavior, so that you can do analysis like, oh, every time we launched a new product, these were the kind of alerts that we saw. And so it meant that there was something about, either our products that attackers were more interested in, or there were ways that they had understood our products and they were interested in attacking it. Okay, I want to show us a quick short video. Sorry, please, can you hear the video?
No, we can't.
You can't hear the video. But
No.
are you seeing it?
Not yet.
Sorry, I just muted the video. Were you hearing it before?
No.
No, we couldn't hear anything.
Someone please confirm they were hearing the video before.
No,
I just
no.
muted it now because I wanted to talk.
Nothing was playing out.
Hello? I can't hear any of you. What's happening?
Nothing was playing out.
Winnie,
Nothing was playing
Wale.
out.
Sorry, are you people talking? Wale, Winnie, I can't hear any of you. I'm asking if you can hear the video.
No,
You're not
nothing
seeing
is
my screen?
playing.
Are you
Nothing
seeing
is
my
playing.
screen?
Yes, but just the chat dashboard.
Okay. I'm struggling to. I'm not even hearing you guys, so that's even another challenge for me.
Please check the chat. Check the chat.
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you. I can hear
Hello?
you.
Okay, can you see my screen? I'm sharing a video on my screen. Can you see it? It's not yet playing, but can you see the video? Can you see it now?
We can see your screen, but not a
The
video.
video has advanced hunting. Can you see it?
Please, can you hear? Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Wow.
Hello? I don't
We
want to
can hear
assume. That's why I
you.
want to be very sure. But unfortunately, I'm not getting any feedback from you guys.
When we
I'm
can hear
asking if you can
you.
see my screen now that has a display advanced hunting. You can drop it in the chat and say yes or no. My screen is showing advanced hunting. I just popped up the Teams chat so I can chat, but outside the Teams chat, you should be able to see advanced hunting. Okay, so I'm going to play the video, then stop, but need you to confirm that when I played it, you could hear. I played the video for a few minutes, a few seconds rather. Did you hear it while it played? Wow.
And rather simple to use, especially.
This thing was working. Oh. Okay. Okay. So that just give us an overview of what you can do with advanced strength hunting. So where do you see this feature? If you go to your security.microsoft under your advanced hunting, you would see your dashboard here where you can put your queries. So for instance, this is a query where I want to find, USB printers. This is the custom query I can use. And then when I run it, it can show me devices in my organization that have USB printing support, and I can go directly to the device. I can go directly to the device, and then I can, do more analysis on those devices. Peradventure, I wanted to block a particular USB device from this detection. You can see the PID and VID of that device, and you can use it to now go and create a device rule that can block the use of this device. So imagine if you were able to detect there was a threat, and it was traced to the use of a USB, and you could track where the USB was or see the USB PID. Every USB has a unique PID, VID. You can use this to create rules that particular USB cannot be used in your organization. So these are some of the things that you can do with threat hunting. You can use it for log4j detections. In this organization, I don't have any log4j vulnerabilities, but these are some of the queries that you can run, and then it can tell you in your organization where these threats exist. The good thing is that there's a GitHub. There's a GitHub that exists, and then it keeps being populated, monthly, daily. You have different queries that you can just copy and paste and save and use them for tracking your detections and vulnerabilities. If you want to go deep down and build a skill set in kQuery language, trust me, there's a high demand for this skill set now in doing advanced hunting, and you can use it to build those detections. So in summary, what are we saying? That beyond just detecting using the configuration that you have done that detects and does automatic detection and response, you can use advanced hunting queries to get detections in your organization and save them. And these detections will, come under custom detection rules and begin to trigger alerts for you that will show that these activities exist in your organization. And these queries, you can build them, or you can go to the GitHub to get these queries and customize them for your environment. In summary, what we're saying is that with the Microsoft 365 family, the amount of telemetries that we get from the endpoint is enough to help you intelligently build a security defense that can ensure that your organization security posture is, apart. Remember, like we always say, everybody will get hacked. It's about when you get attacked, how safe are you? How much can you recover? How much can you prevent them from getting out? So today being the last day of this cohort, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody for making out time to join all the sessions. You can go back to the YouTube channel to check through what we have done from beginners class to intermediate classes, just to guide you through how Microsoft security, has different module sections and solutions in place that can help you intelligently, create a security defense for your organization, gain insight into what your users are doing, proactively, make decisions and proactively create rules that can improve on the security posture of your organization. And outside this session, we look forward to you chatting us up to see how you can take this skill set further, how you can build, further. Like I say to people, just one subset of each of the Defender family is enough skill set to build. So if you say threat hunting you want to do, you can build a career in threat hunting, you can build a career in just Defender for Office, you can build a career in Defender for Identity, whatever it is in Microsoft Security, you can build a career path there and extensively grow on it, because there are limitless opportunity. And the good thing with the Microsoft platform is that almost majority of organizations are using it, and for most of you in Africa, lots of organizations are using it, and so the insight it brings. And for me, another catch is the fact that you can extend the Microsoft security dashboards to your third-party solutions. So even if you were using you have workloads on third-party platforms, you can gain visibility into what's happening there by plugging them into the Defender for cloud, and that signal and telemetry can also feed into your security dashboard or your Sentinel dashboard, where you can now perform these additional functionalities. Thank you. Do we have any questions?